Richardson in the house, a board member of PutToolsInSchools.org and former educator. About Your House is brought to you in part by PutToolsInSchools.org, connecting students to tools of the trades and raising awareness of the many career pathways. About Your House is also brought to you in part by Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store is a family-owned store that's been serving the Carolinas for over 70 years. They're the largest independent appliance retailer in the Carolinas, constantly growing and taking pride in the experience they offer customers with a knowledgeable sales staff, product selection, and lowest price guarantee. And now, here's your host, Ray Terry.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 here. Got David Richardson in the house. Thanks for coming in today, Dave.
Thanks, sir. Pretty
week
good
number
to be here.
2. He's here last week, too.
Yeah.
But I thought he'd bring in, we're going to have a little meet and powwow. You know, he says he's a former educator. No, he's not a former educator. And I'm not calling you down, Richardson, because I know he was a former educator.
Former school
but he's
educator.
still an educator. He's just not educating the system, in the system.
Right.
But aren't you still an educator?
Yeah,
I'd like to consider you an educator.
Well, yeah, and I think what we're going to have to see, again, like we talked last week, as we look at alignment, we're going to see that education and workforce development and economic development should have been integrated.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been in pieces or silos, they like to call it now. So if you envision silos on a farm, they've got particular food that whatever you're raised is going to eat, and you kind of keep that separated into silo. And that's how funding has been in the past. Or currently it is. And also,
no, that's how education's been.
Right,
because
and
it's
so,
all about funding.
Right,
education's not education.
Right,
it's funding.
This money goes here. So. We're breaking down those silos. That's good. We are looking for methods, ways, models, pathways, pipelines, if you will, to where workforce development funds, economic development funds, education funds are no longer in silos. And how can we create, if you will, alignment systems that are seamless?
Can I simplify it and piss everybody off?
Well, go ahead.
Keep it simple, stupid. It really is simple.
That would probably save us some money.
But it's so darn simple. They've made it tough because you're overeducated people. You're taught and educated to make it difficult. It seems that way to me anyway. Now, pardon me because I'm not highly educated. But then again, yes, I am. Because, see, I took what God gave me and I used it. And I didn't have to be told how to use it. But I'm old. I'm old school. I'm not old. I'm very young, actually. But I'm older, and I've watched it my whole life. And I think, and I'm an intelligent human being, and I don't have to ask questions that I know answers to because I am intelligent. Now, am I cocky? Am I arrogant? No. I'll use what God gave me. But that is a problem.
Right.
Is it not?
Well, yeah, it could be for some folks. Is right.
It could be for some folks.
That's right.
Yeah. I just, if some of y'all listen to me then, would get upset at what I just said. But it's the truth. It's the way things are. And it befuddles me back to this workforce, this conversation. The one thing you can guarantee, they talk a lot. It's talked about over and over and over again. Who's doing? We're doing. And we're not that we're the only ones. There's other interested people. But there's been a lot of talk.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There's been way too much talk and not enough action. And that's what concerns me. And then when you speak the truth, people want to debate the truth. You can't debate the truth. It's the truth. But they want to make it difficult. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Correct.
What happened to my screen? Well, technology's great when it works. Let me see if I can bring it back.
Never trust an electron.
Oh, my goodness, it's crazy. Something happened. We'll see. There we go. Got it back. See, I do know how to push a few buttons. Anyway, I'm getting better at buttons, I'm telling you. But you know, David, We've known each other how long now? You remember? 4 or 5 years?
Well, but maybe longer than that. Maybe 6.
Right.
5 or 6.
And where'd we meet? We met on radio.
Well,
on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn at first. I saw what you were doing, and I was trying to do something the same out in Lincoln County. And so I messaged you on LinkedIn, got numbers, we talked. Probably about, 9 months, a year after that, I came on the radio program for the first time.
Yeah.
Right.
Your political stance was in there, too. And
Yeah.
but that's the drama we all face every day that I've just ignored now. It's off my radar.
Yeah.
The politics is out the window.
Right.
But I know it's been a while. Good thing is we've collaborated. We've talked to each other.
Right.
And one of the great things, I'll tell you this, I got to share what happened last Tuesday. And David can help me here. We've been working on this space called the Toolbox I've been working on it too long. I've been here for 15, 16 years. I had it as a business building that I operated my business out of, remodeling and dryer vent business. And then sold it, got rid of it, but had the space. And I built this podcast studio back before COVID.
Yeah.
But didn't use it because when COVID hit, everything changed. Everything changed, including the media, social media, podcast. Everybody became a podcast star, and I just said, I'm not competing. And today there are billions of podcasts. And who do you watch? Who do you believe? What do you see? It's, you name it, you can find it. But we had this space and we had this studio, and radio changed. Radio has changed significantly in its format, and it's the whole app. It's just changed. It's not live anymore. It's all canned, all computerized, and that's all well and good. Except to me, it's just lost the personal connection that radio and communities used to have.
Well, and there's 2 underlying thoughts there, if you will. A lot of public media is being used now for messages rather than communication. And also another driver of that was, again, the rise of communication through alternate sources like podcasts, which is over the internet. So we've seen public, especially AM
Right.
stations, go more to content that that the owner of the station wants, rather than the communication to the local community. But we've also seen that transition over to the internet through podcasts and things like that.
Well, I joined Beasley on Fox Sports Charlotte 2 weeks after COVID hit. I think it was the first or second week of April, 2020. And when I joined, I left WFNZ and went there because they didn't want to support us. And that's okay, too. So I went over there, and then I was told by someone in radio to convert or transition into podcast. So here we are.
That's right.
And we're trying to tie it into radio. And just like every podcast, how do you get the word out? Well, if you're watching us on YouTube today, please subscribe, like it, ring the bell, all that stuff. You know the routine. And it would just help us, and you know how it works. But that's not what we're here for. We're not here for monetization, money. We're here to put out information. Speaking of information, we in the podcast studio, it's located in the Toolbox. Now, you've seen the Toolbox now for a few years.
Right.
What do you think of what we've done for it, or our direction?
Well, a couple years ago, it was in the idea stage, acquiring stuff, if you will. But now it's really in the transition stage over to a point where it's going to be utilized.
Yes.
So the stuff's here. The things that you need are here. The things that you don't need.
We're going to make a list after we talk.
Right.
After the show today.
Yeah.
We're putting a list together because when we go out like yesterday.
But there's some things that you said, well, maybe I don't need this, and they're out of the way now. So that's happened. So it's been transformed, if you will, into a space that can be used as intended, and I see that coming.
Well, we had 2 nonprofits in here last Tuesday before the podcast, and we both kind of had to walk away from that and process it. Mm-hmm. And you walked away, and what did you see happen last Tuesday?
Well,
from your
the two main things I think I saw from last week.
We had 2 nonprofits come in here and see what we could collaborate and develop with kids.
Yeah. So the 2 main things I saw was again that we're reaching out and we're getting partnerships or involvement from other groups, which is going to allow us to help them grow and they can help us grow. And a lot of folks in business like to call that synergy.
Right.
Okay, so there's synergy that's fixing to come. But also from that, we start to see people that are wanting to step up and start basically driving the bus.
Yes.
Putting us in a direction. And so that's the 2 main things I got out of it. And I think you and I primarily have been talking about this for about 3 years, maybe. Mm-hmm. You know, this needs to happen, this needs to happen, this needs to happen.
I've been talking for 5 years.
Yeah.
We just didn't meet until later on to butt our heads together.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, you know, last Tuesday, I saw we had some big pieces of the puzzle. You know, it was 1,000 pieces. We had it down to about 15 pieces, you know, and we linked a couple of the big pieces together. Right. So we've got a couple big pieces left to put together, but we can see now how that alignment, how where those pieces fit, and the complexities kind of diminished, and we can start, I think, moving forward on a bigger scale.
Well, I am elated to have, we had a nonprofit come in here, West Boulevard Ministries, Bart Noonan. Bart's done a fabulous, terrific job with his group of kids. That he deals with about 15 to 25 kids, troubled kids, fatherless kids, single parent households, and connecting with these kids to keep them safe and growing, you might say, and out of trouble. And really, that's what they do, and he's been very successful at it. Well, they need something for these kids to do. It's summertime. School's out, right? School's out. Great time to develop programs around children and give them information, give them something to do that provides them with an outlet and a learning source.
Right.
And we have this space here, and Bart's going to come over when we get it a little further along. But what's next? Send me about 6 dates that we're going to nail down today, and they want to get going with it.
Yes.
So we're going to discuss what we've got to get together so we can make that happen.
Right.
I wanted to start July 6th, but I woke up this morning and that one came to me like a bad dream. I said, July 6th is next week. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. No, that's rushing it. But that's how excited I am about the possibilities of working with. We're going to work with anywhere from 12 to 20 kids, as I understand. But we got to nail down the numbers. But the point is, you know, these kids and young adults alike come in this space. We're going to connect them to tools and what those tools can do. I don't care if you're going to be an electrician, a plumber, automotive mechanic, welder, carpenter, doesn't matter. It's all the same. You just use different tools.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, the tool.
To me, I'm right because I've been doing what I just said my whole life. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's all the same. It just requires different tools.
Well, tools allow you to move into different areas of creativity, to expand your creativity.
They're artist tools.
Well,
to me, it's art.
Well, a pair of scissors is a tool.
Yes, you're right.
Paintbrush is a tool. Mm-hmm. And a hammer. So
a saxophone is too.
Right. So musical. So all these are tools, and we've not allowed students to use the tools. Now we have kept some tools in schools. So paintbrushes, musical instruments.
But they've even tried to eliminate that.
They are due to funding.
Due to money.
Yeah, due to money.
But they gonna make them tests work.
Right. Yeah. But
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I got.
You're fine. You're fine. But what we're going to see, I think, in the future, is we're going to have to bring all the other tools back in as the hook, as the interest that creates the interest.
Yes.
And we're going to have to allow students to start answering this question on their own. And when I talk on LinkedIn about scaling all the folks that we need, that's a big scale. Also there's alignment. So how do we get them? But just what we said, all the way back to alignment. So the alignment has to start in the classroom with interest from the student. If we never hook them with interest, if we never make it applicable to them, if we never show them the relevance, then they never get on that bus, if you will.
They don't know it's even on the menu.
So we graduate these folks. They leave our schools, and they have not only do they not have an employable skill set, but they also don't know what they like to do or what they're good at. So as we talk,
but they've been told by the CDC's counselors, what you're good at. I hear it all the time.
Yeah,
that's the system.
Right.
What are you going to do when you get out of school? I'm going to be a biotech engineer.
Right.
How'd you know that?
Yep.
Well, we talked about it, but you know where I'm coming from.
Oh, yeah, right.
Counselors told them they're going to be a doctor.
Right.
I've been told I'll be a good medical because I make great grades.
Yeah.
And believe me, folks, that's not a sign you want to be a doctor. But I've heard it countless times from kids. Parents, you're living their life.
Yep. But like I said, we've got to get back to where there's interest, there's relevance. That starts the pathway. Then how do we align that? That goes through middle school, that goes through high school. Can they leave high school and go directly to work, or do they need to go to a community college to upskill? Some cases, very few cases, I'd say 30% or less, those folks need to go directly to college. But what about the other 70%? There's where the alignment needs to happen.
Right. Yep. But if they don't know it's on the example, I've been in 5 middle schools this year. Once again, I've told you till you're tired of hearing it, but we got to change it. 5 middle schools, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders did not know what the trades were. Now, if they don't know what the trades are, they don't know what an apprenticeship is. So, to your point,
right?
We've got to make it available to them. We've got to put it on the menu. Put tools in schools. Simple.
Right.
Simple. All we have to do, part of our directive and initiative, and you heard Bart lay out the program last Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Sat there and quoted exactly what we've discussed and already talked about doing.
Right.
And we're in motion. We're going to make it happen.
Yep.
But imagine, if you would, that we have a trailer. By the way, thank you, Moisture Lock, for donating a box fan. You knew about that, did you?
Yeah.
Did you know if they donated a box?
I didn't know. I heard of that, the possibility. I didn't know they had actually done it, but great.
They're going to donate. Pete said it at a meeting yesterday, so he locked it down and made the commitment.
Fantastic.
Now, imagine, if you would, we take a box van and load it full of projects. Interactive learning. Project-based learning. PBL, right?
Yep, that's right.
PAYAL, PBL. You educators, not difficult, very easy. I'm going to explain it to you. If you could rely on the industry that I play in, called the trades, to come to your school with a group of professionals in a truck, 5 men in a truck, we call it. Or I'm just playing, but literally that's what we do. We show up at an elementary school with projects and get out and go into media center or a gymnasium. If elementary schools, I don't know if they have them, but regardless of big space, we can get off that truck, 5 men, interact with these kids with simple tools they can use and let them see what they can do. Now, you do that in every elementary school you can do, but you have to have support from industry. In what way? Where'd the 5 people come from? Where'd the 5? The most important valued commodity we all have is what? Time. People write checks, and Lord of mercy, puttoolsinschools.org. We'll deposit it. Not a problem. I'll take it. However, we need bodies.
Yeah.
We need bodies to step up. Share this with you. Went to Edifice Construction yesterday.
Okay.
Had it was 8 people, 8-person committee from Edifice going to support us.
Okay.
We had a meeting with them, told them our objectives and what we were doing. Mm-hmm. They're going to have a meeting around it, already donated some money. Thank you, Edifice. And they're going to partner up with us and help us go forward.
Perfect.
So it's happening.
Right.
Now, as a result, and you don't mind me telling them about you, do you?
No.
See, David and I have been talking, and, somebody at the meeting said, Bart Noonan said, what we need a budget of X amount of dollars, which he hit the nail on the head starting out. Couldn't have been any more accurate because we've already played with the numbers. You need this amount of money, and you need an executive director to run the administrative side of things, and that's what you need. And I said, I agreed. And now David took it home, I took it home, and we all listened to and thought about our day and our meeting. David calls me about 4:30 and says, Ray, that job, executive director, I want it. Mm-hmm. And he can have it. Man, and I'm just elated and grateful and living. I mean, the past week has been such a whirlwind, of activities. It has been like mind-blowing.
A week, like 6 years. It's basically more has happened the last week and basically just last 6 years.
Yeah, past month for sure.
Yeah, past month.
Month,
oh yeah.
With the cleanup of the toolbox facility, and we got a work day coming up Thursday, where me and Roosevelt are going to work here Thursday and clean it up a little bit more and get a little tighter. So we're working to get it exactly where we want it, but all we need is support from industry and the community. We need kids. We want to change kids' lives, but what's next is very anxious and they've got busing, vehicles, transportation for these kids.
Right.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But see, we got an executive director's position open. He's going to take it, but we got to figure out how we're going to pay him. That's where we need donations and support. We're going to get to teamwork, and I'm not sure what my title's going to be. Big mouth. There you go. Pete called me the vision.
Right, visionary.
I'm the visionary.
Yeah, that's right.
And I definitely am a visionary. Mm-hmm. And boy, lately, over the past 6 years, it's been hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Every time you get up, somebody wants to slap you down.
That's correct.
But that's okay. I get up well. I still got my legs. My knees are good. Knock me down, I get back up.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Fighting too, Bubby. No, we're not going to give up the fight. For sure. But Edifice had, and I want to include this, out of those 8 people, 4 of those people were men and 4 of them were women.
Great, yeah.
In Edifice Construction.
Right. And going along with that, the understanding of the need is getting greater. It's been in construction and manufacturing for quite a while. But we're starting to see it get into other industries, and the parents are starting to pick up on it too. And that's a big driver. The parents are starting to see not only that there is a need, but there's other ways that we can reach these needs. And again, so there's a lot of changes that need to happen. And I think organizations such as Put Tools in Schools can not only manage those changes, but also direct them where they need to go. And that's kind of providing a service, if you will. So
it is a big service.
I see where we're going to grow. Obviously, we talked about synergy a while ago. So I think we can help other nonprofits. We can help other schools.
That's our directive.
CMS, we can help them. And
we want to. On that, can I interject? Go ahead.
So as we grow, and we're going to have these partnerships, and as we basically provide a service where we're reaching students, we're satisfying their needs. They're going to be successful people. Parents are going to be happy with them. The community. We're going to start putting successful people back in our communities. That's critical. Okay, so once we start seeing that, I think we're going to expand and grow, and we're going to fill this void, if you will. There's a void there.
Oh, big! It's tremendous.
And I think we're going to fill that void and provide policy guidance. We're going to actually provide programs. Okay. Yeah. So those are two of the big things that we're going to be able to fill. We're going to policy guidance on how do we integrate this, how do we get this into this, what needs to change, what works, what needs to be tweaked, and then programs. How do we get the tools actually into the hands of the kids?
And one of the big obstacles, literally it's an obstacle, are the rules. Now, what do I mean by the rules? Well, we got a North Carolina Labor Board says kids can't be on we're at a trade career fair or a career fair, and the Labor Board's sitting up 10 over there, and they say you can't be on a job till you're 18. Mm-hmm. Drive a car, sign for a big college debt loan, go to the military, kill people, shoot people, but you can't be on a construction site when you're 16. Duh.
Yeah. Well, again, that's the policy. That's where we are going to have to provide policy. I'll go ahead and let you know that probably next Wednesday I'm going to be in Raleigh talking to legislators.
There you go. Bingo. See, we're on it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Well, literally.
That's
so
great.
I'll be there. And it is this policy, and I cannot fault the legislators. I can't fault folks that are in education, because we've always erred on the side of safety.
Safety's number one.
We've always erred, and this is an error. However,
right?
An unforced error in baseball is all about. Something happened, you couldn't. It was an error. A run should have scored, an out should have been completed, but we couldn't quite do it.
Right.
So we've got some unforced errors here yet. And safety is one of them. And it's kind of like I wrote a couple weeks ago back on LinkedIn. Our culture has drifted away from safety. So think about it. If you grow up on the farm, or if you grew up in a family that worked on cars or tinkered with stuff, you had.
I got a reply on this.
You grew up in an area of safety, but today.
But what's? I'm sorry. I got to hit this.
Yeah.
What's attached to safety that's missing? Common sense, critical thinking.
That's right.
Now, it's gone.
Yeah.
So, don't you think that took a little bit of safety with it?
Oh, of course. That's my
point.
Well, that would be a tenet or a foundational part of safety.
So, if I can't teach you, that blade's going to cut your darn finger off.
Right.
That's your brain, boy.
Yeah.
You think.
But we don't have that.
But we don't teach them to think.
Right. So we're going to...
You sit in that chair, fear talking, fear doing anything on your own, and fear of making a mistake.
Right.
So we've literally conditioned these kids not to think for themselves.
Yep.
Codependency.
Yep.
And now let's talk about safety.
Right.
We replace all this dumb down with critical, constructive, creative thinking. Mm-hmm. You think safety will come back? Really?
Yeah, I think it will.
And that's common sense to me. But I forgot. It's gone away.
But anyway, so you're right.
And I'm sorry to throw that in there, but that's.
But we've got to get back to how do we teach that safety culture?
Sure.
Okay, and I think once we introduce and we teach that safety culture, then we can actually approach educators and legislators about putting folks into these situations in 15 and 16-year-olds. Because we go back to the old days of apprenticeships, obviously, when you started working with somebody when you're 9 years old.
Yeah.
You were using you were using machines that could kill you back then at 9 years old. Okay, but it was the culture.
How about the farmers, their kids driving the tractors, driving the combines?
Well, I was driving a tractor when I was 8 years old.
8 years old. You got kids today with the technology being what it is, GPS-connected farm equipment. You got 8-year-old, 9-year-old boys and girls running combines. cultivators, and
Yeah.
all kinds of groovy stuff on the farm.
But we've got to get back to that culture. And how do we teach the culture? It can't, like I said last time, it can't be simply an OSHA 10 or OSHA 30 class.
Oh, no.
It's got to be years of the culture. So when you walk into something, you're looking at it with a safety mindset to start with.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where we're going to have to go back to integrate that culture. We've got to start in elementary schools. And I think if these students had 6 or 7 years of a safety culture mindset, then we could bring that back.
But we can bring it back if we do what I just said. We start in elementary school.
Of course, right. That's what I'm
or
saying.
we go
Yeah,
to elementary.
that's right.
We'll start at all of them.
Right.
And safety is first. I agree.
Right.
Please don't misunderstand my message here. I believe safety is absolutely critical, beyond a shadow of a doubt. First, foremost, most top priority. So is common sense and critical thinking. When I go out here and ask people and witness people in the field working, and they're dumb as dirt, dumb as a bag of rocks, no common sense, where'd it come from? We just told you.
Yeah.
Education system.
Right.
They took it away from them. And that's why the quality has diminished in construction. That's why we've got labor issues, because they don't know what they don't know.
Right.
Right?
Well, and then again, you can't teach what you don't understand. And if you're,
I can make a big reply on that, but I'll save it.
I'm not putting people down. I'm not putting people down, but I'll
help you.
Most of our educators have always lived inside the walls of a school, and that's okay. I'm not putting them down.
They're in the box, Dave.
They're in the box, right?
They're in the box.
They're in the box.
The infamous box,
right?
I speak of.
But I
don't like inside the box.
Well, and that's how we got to get outside the box,
right?
And that's part of the policy that we've got to develop. So we can't just beat people over the head with the facts. You know what I mean? They
don't understand,
right? Because they don't understand it. You know, one of my old saying is, "Don't confuse people with the facts."
Right.
Don't confuse people with the facts. Okay.
And then you become the problem.
But right. So we've got them. So it's not that we're pointing out the issues. We need to show up with a solution, a policy solution, off the get go. And I think that's where we're going to excel.
Well, we're going to work at it, but right now, let me talk about a few sponsors. I've been talking too much, but I like talking. It's fun, especially when we're talking facts. You don't have to believe us, but you might as well, because it's true. All right. ABS Insulating gave them a lot of kudos today, because they do a darn good job at what they do. What do? Makes your house more comfy. Are you planning remodeling or building a new home? Give them a call. Let them handle the insulation. They've got the systems down pat. And gutters, you know it. They got a gutter division that will fix your gutters, protect your gutters, you name it, they got it. FCI of Southeast Charlotte. What's that stand for? Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. Give them a call. Better yet, go online, yourflooringteam.com. And then let's don't forget Queen City Home Store. They got you covered no matter what it is. What you want in your house, be it furniture, great furniture, and great name brand furniture, bedding, media being TVs, entertainment, appliances, you name it. They got the best price, best product guaranteed. And they'll help you in installation, great staff, great delivery. Sometimes you can get it in less than 24 hours. Give them a call at 704-391-6000 or online, queencityonline.com. David Richardson's in the house, hour number 2 today. We're talking about our problem around our kids' future and our situation around quality construction. If you want a quality house in the future, we best fix this problem.
Yep.
We got a hole in the boat, and the boat ain't going to stay afloat very long.
So let's go back to what? The insulation company?
Yeah.
What's their name again?
ABS.
ABS. So how can ABS help us, as well as schools? So, they put insulation houses. So we're trying to minimize heat energy transfer.
Sure.
That's the physics part of it. Mm-hmm. So there's where we start bringing the physics into and the math into the school system. Application. Okay, so this company,
PBL learning, project-based learning,
so
engagement,
I've got
application.
You know, it's if I have a mass of 12 ounces of water at 72 degrees, and I have a mass of ice at 32 degrees. I've got two. So I didn't say volume. I said mass.
Right.
And I put those two together. That's science. What's going to happen? What's going to happen when I put those two together?
The temperature is going to change. They're going to meld together and create not a different solution, but it's going to be colder. And it's going to melt some of the ice.
Okay.
And there's going to be a transfer of temperature.
Right. Okay. And
what
so
else?
that's the physics part. And that's where even little companies like this could come to a school and teach a math class just on that.
Just this morning, I called two people. Mm-hmm. I left a message, of course, because people don't answer their phone. But other than that, and I
thought that was just me.
Yes. All right. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. We're going to have What's Next and other nonprofits coming here. We're going to set up companies like ABS to come in here and do a 1 hour. You can't bore these kids with a bunch of facts because they deal with that every day in school. But if you can engage them, they're going to come in here and spray foam.
Yeah.
Okay. And explain it. And then Milwaukee Tools is going to come in here and put tools in their hand.
Yep.
Show them what those tools do.
But that's where industry can integrate.
Exactly.
And it doesn't take long, but that's the math. That's the application.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, I can spray foam, or I can take a roll of insulation and put it in the wall. Blah, okay. Queen City.
But what's it doing?
Yeah, but Queen City. So they sell primarily what's their type of gig? What are they primarily doing?
Well, it used to be appliances and media, TV and that, but now they're into furniture and bedding.
Right. But let's go back to appliances stuff. So it's electricity.
Yeah.
Okay, there's math, there's science.
Well, no, it's application too, because yesterday I put a vent hood up, and there was math, science, and airflow, and making stuff work.
You got to assemble the furniture too. It ain't gonna
you have to assemble it.
Yep. But so those are areas. So those are areas of application, where business and industry could help us, if you will, with these applications, with the math, with the science.
Yes.
You're going to put these many appliances on this particular circuit.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the
electrical.
How many? Yeah. How many appliances can we put in here?
How many can I put on a 20 amp circuit?
That's right.
And those are codes too. Codes dictate a lot of that. But the point is, to your point, it's the application.
Right.
It's the only time you learn, and you can learn all this stuff they're trying to teach now. The reason they can't teach it is because it's not applied. You can't teach what you can't apply.
Right. So very few people can pick up on theory. They need to learn something and then use it.
Exactly.
So very few people are theory based. About 30% of our learners are theory based learners. They can sit down, they can take notes, they can study for a test at the end of the year,
and they can make good grades.
They make good grades, and I love them because they make the teacher look good. But if you can't sit still, keep your mouth shut, and make good grades at the end of the year,
we'll give you a pill.
You make the teacher look bad,
and we got to put your pill in.
Some folks are unfortunately movement's the solution, not a pill.
You're dyslexic,
right?
Did they ever try to pill you?
No, I came along before then.
No, that's what I was saying. That's why I asked.
Come along before then.
You were before pill era,
right?
They pill you.
Me too.
Yeah.
They pill you.
They pill
I pilled you.
They pilled me. That's right.
See, old Richard's got pilled.
I got pilled.
Yeah.
And we're laughing about it. It ain't funny.
No.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny.
Oh Lord. Oh goodness.
The world we live in, folks.
Yep.
The world we live in. But what we're talking about is a definitely needed thing, and here's what concerns me. Educate. I know I upset people, and I don't really. What if your daddy came to you and told you something? Did you listen to him?
Yes.
Educated people make all this difficult. Why is that? Because it's real simple. And it really is.
Right.
But what takes away the simplicity to educators is called money. Because money's driving the train. That's the problem primarily. Everything's based on data and money.
Well, did you see what just happened with the CMS lady, the head of it all?
The
superintendent? I mean, she's not the first one either.
Let me tell you
for
something
CMS.
About Charlotte Mecklenburg's superintendent. How many have we had the past 20 years?
More than I can count.
Exactly. End of story. And I'm not even going to discuss that.
It's crooked just like the swamp up in
I'm not
Washington.
even going to discuss that.
So I didn't hear about this. I knew the superintendent was suspended, but I didn't know the reason.
I don't know either. It's hard to say.
Apparently, there's a counselor that I talked to that retired now, but she said that she didn't love that it was very much run with intimidation tactics, and the people that were her cronies were getting benefits, basically under the table that they were not supposed to get.
Okay.
The corruption.
So it's integrity.
The corruption and integrity and the values in our overall political and education system today are appalling. Our system is so top-heavy with administration. I know everybody wants a raise, and I know it's struggle time. I get that. I do. But our kids are suffering. It's not about you adults.
Well, that's the thing.
It's about the kids.
They were serving their best interest, not the interest of the children. That's
exactly
what they were doing.
And something's wrong. Now, there's some fantastic educators out there.
Oh, yeah, there's some.
Fantastic, but we're losing them hand over fist because of no support and lack of leadership. We talk about put tools in schools. One of my directives is leadership, teaching leadership, teaching responsibilities. And why? Because I can't find leaders anymore.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Well, that's correct.
There
yes.
is no leader. Managers. Where are all the managers? Where's our leadership? Where are our men? Where are the fathers? Sorry to be so negative, but these are issues that I'm facing in our mission. And it's part of it.
Right.
That we have some major issues to solve, but it's all around the kids and their future. If we don't straighten ourselves up, we're going to lose them.
Yeah.
And we are losing them at an unprecedented rate. Suicide rate's never been higher.
Oh.
I know I beat this horn till it stinks, but
I think I saw that there was about 8 or 9 kids from Myers Park since 2020 from that school alone that have killed themselves.
That's the reality, and you don't hear all that on the news either. They don't talk about that.
And kind of back, you know, and I often talk about a gemstone. It's a stone, but it has many facets, many sides.
Yes.
And so education's part of that too. So schools are supposed to build strong communities, but you also have to have strong communities to build. So it
takes a village.
So there's so many. It's extremely dynamic. It's just so many variables, and it's very easy to be confused. It's very easy to work on a lot of different things and not make headway. And I think what we have to do here is we need to look at what's out there, look at the facets, look at the sides, and pick one or two that's going to make the biggest impact. And I think, just getting back to what you said, is we need to focus on something that creates student success.
And happy and purpose.
Well, the success will bring the happy. The success will bring the purpose.
You're right.
Okay, that's the exposure. This is what do I like to do? What am I good at? That's why kids love sports, because it allows them to figure out what they're good at, what they want to do. It gives them success. We need to use the same playbook with education.
Oh, I agree. That's the whole direction.
What makes you happy? What are you interested in? What are you good at? What are your abilities? And from there, then you can start seeing students empower themselves by taking on their own learning. Okay, why does that person go home in pain after school? Why do they go home and sing or play a musical instrument after school? Why do they go home and participate in an athletic program after school?
Or the games.
What's the game? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how do we get them to go home and practice some sort of learning after school?
Couldn't agree more. All you got to do is teach them and give them the tools.
You got to make it seem like it's not work. That's what you've got to do,
Well,
because
that's
a
right.
lot of this stuff feels like work that they're doing in schools.
The toolbox here has already proven, not that I haven't proved it over the past 7 years, these kids love interactive learning. Interactive learning is the way to learn. You know, like computers. They learn computers by using that computer. You know, they learn tools by using those tools. It's interactive learning, project-based learning, application learning. It's the only way God made us. Sorry, you're trying to do away with what's natural in our education system. It does not work, and it's failing miserably. And then when we tell people that, they get upset because they got screwed by paying $80,000 for a college education that they can't get a job in.
Yeah.
But yet, I want a degree. To do what? I hear it all the time.
So that's the policy where we need to. Yeah, that's where we need to be at.
Right.
Yeah. So we're going to. We've got to develop the policy that leads. We've also, and it's got to be positive. The programs. We've got to come up with some programs that's going to drive this interest. And again, the hook is the perfect title for this organization, to putting the tools into schools. That's the hook. That's the extension of the creativity. That's the extension of what else can I make. Okay, why did the caveman, why didn't they have use metal tools? Why didn't they use lasers and stuff? Because the technology wasn't there yet. They couldn't be that creative.
But they used what they had. Through critical thinking and their common sense.
That's what we got to do today.
And the ability God gave them.
Right.
But see, now kids are walking around fearful to do anything. Because and these are facts, because I talk to kids. These dances at schools. The boys don't dance much anymore. Why? Because they're afraid of being videoed and mocked and made fun of. And boys are being made fun of. Boys. We didn't do that when I was in school.
No.
But see, everything's changed due to this and screens. You know. But what if we displace this with tools? We're doing it here at the Toolbox. Saturday mornings, these are out. These are against the rules. See, we got rules here, too. You can't play on this. Had kids first week, can I play games on my phone? Not just no, but heck no.
Yeah.
Why? Because I said so.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm harsh. What you will get at the Toolbox is Uncle Ray's Tough Love. That's called Tough Love. Where has it gone? You remember your daddy? Tough Love, right?
Lord, yeah.
He's tough, but he loves you.
Yeah.
Son, I'm sorry I'm going to have to beat your butt, but I love you.
Yeah. Yeah. My grandpa was a ground pounder in Patton's Army.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he knew about tough love.
Yeah. But you loved him, didn't you?
You
can count on him, too. You go ask Grandpa anything, he'd take care of it.
He knew it. That's right. Yeah.
Unless he didn't want you to have it. Then you didn't argue with him.
No.
See, we give you some tough love.
Yeah.
And we'll give the adults tough love, too, especially the mamas that come in here and talk for their kids. I ain't talking to you.
No.
So anyway, what'd you say?
I was just saying, as sponsors, we got about 10 minutes left.
Oh, I got
to do the other two.
Got to pay more bills. No, I got to talk highly of my sponsors. Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions, a great company. If you're looking for foundation repair, I know the interweb's full of them. You Google it, and all kind of companies come up. Throw them all out. Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions, company you need to go to. RhinoLiftFoundations.com, easy to get to. Check them out online. They got you covered on any foundation issues you may have. Give them a call, free evaluation. Engineers on staff, licensed general contractor both in North and South Carolina. And they are good. Read or Google reviews, top drawer. That's Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions, rhinoliftfoundations.com. Kilo.biz. You need exterminating? Great company. Three generations old. Started in 1939. Dr. Ralph Kilo was my mentor in the industry. Great man, great company. Nothing but the highest work ethic and rules on the planet. I mean, they do it right. You can depend on them. That's Kilo.biz. Check them out. And today we're talking to David Richardson, and first hour we talked about summer heat, and we'll talk about that about every week coming up, because heat is detrimental to health. We got to check and one thing I want to remind you of, check on your neighbors. You know, when I grew up, we knew every neighbor in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nowadays, very few people know their neighbors. What's with that? When are we going to start spreading some love, going out and hugging each other?
Most people don't know their neighbors now.
I know.
No.
Especially my generation.
I've taken surveys when I do remodeling work. I go in and say, how many neighbors you know by first name? Maybe one or two.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What is it about us? Why have we come so closed as people?
People don't trust people anymore.
I love people. I do. I love them. Maybe I'm the crazy man, but that's okay. I'm gonna still spread some love.
Yeah.
And I'll spread love to about anybody that's willing to accept it too. I'm tired of fighting. I'd rather be a lover than a fighter.
Right.
Although you do not want to piss me off. No.
What a way to follow that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to let people know I'm not, and I say that because that goes into the fear factor again.
Oh, yeah, sure does.
People try to intimidate you and make you go their way.
Right.
Is there not a lot of that going on?
Yeah, and
Quite a bit.
some of it's ego and some of it's fear.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, egos are about out of control too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. I've been accused of having a big ego. You know, ego sometimes is confused with self-confidence.
Right.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, I agree. Yep.
Am I self-confident? Heck yeah. You know, and if I wasn't, I wouldn't have made it this far, would I?
Right.
So and that's another thing we got to teach kids: self-confidence, and try to pump their self-image up,
right.
because they think a lot of kids out there are lacking.
Yeah.
In that
Exactly.
department,
Right.
don't you agree?
Oh, yeah.
But give them something they can be good at. They'll kill it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and there's so many kids out there. They're all geniuses. Every one of them.
Yeah.
We just got to tap into what their genius area is.
Well, everybody was created with a different purpose.
Yes, exactly right.
But when we try to standardize them into a testing model for data, that's the disenfranchisement.
Disconnection. Misguiding.
So we turn folks against our society and our schools.
In our system.
And we've got to fix that. So that's part of our mission. How are we going to positively change these things?
Right.
Okay, so that's...
And I'll say this in closing today, because I've got a few minutes here left, about 7 minutes. We've got a meeting next Thursday, if I hadn't blown it on the show today, with Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools in developing a strategic partner relationship with CMS. As we sit here and talk about education, we want to help and assist any way we can.
Yep.
We do not want to be detrimental, but the only people we're detrimental to is the people that don't have tough skin and can't take accountability.
Right.
Agreed?
Right.
If you have a problem with accountability, that's your problem. It ain't us, because we're trying to help you do a better job of educating our kids.
Right.
And I'm not saying we're right, but we are. Because the only way you teach is through application. Be effective.
Right.
You can try all that other stuff you want. It ain't working. And there's proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty evident truth.
Yeah, I think it's just anywhere you look, you can see an example.
Yeah. Now, how are we going to change it? We just talked about it. And we're going to continue to talk about it. We're going to continue to drive this train till it don't drive no more.
Right.
And I'm not getting off until I get there. And
right.
Somebody kill me in the interim, and that's okay. I've lived a good life. I'm cool. You won't hurt my feelings. But seriously, But I want you to please to go online, and we need help. And let's talk about how we need help. We need people to get involved, younger people, and that's another problem. How do we get younger people involved in this mission? Because we need the youth. We need young people 30 years old and above to get involved in this mission, because you people know and understand technology. That technology is a vital part of growth. Mm-hmm. We can't grow in this culture we live without technology, right. Can we?
No.
I don't see any way possible. Well, I mean, that technology is valuable in growth, such as a website. We need help with our website. We're going to discuss all of our needs, and we're going to bring them back to the table, distribute them, throw them out to the community, and see how much help you're willing to provide, because it takes a village. It does, and people are stepping up, and know that it ain't going to change unless we do step up.
Right. Yeah.
In industry, you play the most vital role in this change.
Right.
Isn't that the number one area we need help in?
Yeah, and it's big. I've come from business and industry, and it's very difficult for business and industry to look so far upstream. But you're a student today in a classroom is a future resource for you. You're going to need those folks. You might not need them today, but eventually. So let's go ahead and invest upstream rather than trying to invest downstream.
And looking for the ROI immediately, because you're not going to get it. The ROI, return on your investment, will come with a smile and a bell going off with a young student that says, "Wow, I had no idea."
Yep.
I've seen it happen numerous times, countless times.
It's cheaper to teach them and educate them in our public schools than it is to try to run them through a program, through a community college. And I'm not putting those down, but a workforce development or a community college situation, I approve of that. That's great, but it's better if we catch them before they get in that situation.
Not only that, but we keep them out of prison.
Yeah.
And that's the other side, and we're dealing with mental health issues as well. This is a mental health problem because our kids are killing themselves. Isn't that proof enough?
Yeah.
Or you hadn't heard it on the news enough to put it home where it needs to go, but this is a fact, and it's a mental health issue. Mm-hmm. But people don't see it that way, but in fact, it is a mental health issue.
It's a facet, yet another facet of the education gym.
It is.
Mental health.
And we must confront that all of these facts that we discussed today, and I appreciate you coming to talk about it more. But we're on our way, but we need your help. We need the community's help. We need industry's help. PutToolsInSchools.org. Volunteer. Donate. $5, $1. I don't care. We just need what we can get, because when we got kids, we got to feed them. We got to tool them up. We've got to take care of these kids and guide them. And it takes tools. It takes equipment. It takes materials. But we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. We're going to get it done. I've come this far, too far. I put too much in it myself to let it go and get tired. Some people call me crazy, and I am. I'm crazy man. But I love it. Love the kids. Love you adults. I love you all. Let's do something together. This is a community project. And David, myself, Put Tools in Schools, we're here to help you, help the community, most of all, help our kids. We're going to do it, aren't we?
That's right. Yes, sir, Ray.
We will do it. Get her done. And we appreciate all the help you can give us. And we're going to also, I hadn't shared this with you, but we're going to have an open house here. And I'll keep you listeners abreast of when that'll happen, because we're going to have an event up here at the Toolbox to get community support and get help. And I want you to see what we're doing. And this is a step. Oh, Dave called me and says, that's the first one. We're going to have many more.
Yeah, that's right.
First toolbox. We'll have toolboxes all over the counties, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because this is a connector space. And really, it's not that hard to do.
No.
It's not hard to do. But here's the big problem. Where are the instructors coming from? Give that some thought. That's the biggie. That's industry, because we're not getting instructors anywhere else. Next week, Uncle Red's in the house. We're going to be talking probably more about summertime heat. You rural folks out there, we're going to talk about wells. After all, that's what Uncle Red does. Thank you, Mr. Richardson. Appreciate it. David Richardson, PutToolsInSchools.org. Ray Terry here. Uncle Ray, they call me. So let's make it all happen. Every week, Fox Sports Charlotte, 9 to 11, every Saturday morning. Download the free app, stream it live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, every Tuesday and thereafter, because they are posted. So tune in, turn on, and learn every week right here on About Your House, Put Tools in Schools, and have a great week. We'll talk to you next week right here about your house.